this is going to be a prediction reading. It's a testing for actually the month of March, in which case I will begin doing prediction readings for each sign ahead of time, a month ahead of time, so that we're more ahead of the bell curve than on top of it. There's less of a hierarchy, more of a vertical incline, right? Ooh, so I just heard Manitou Springs challenge. Yeah, that one's difficult. It's 10 of Wands right beneath it. So it's Manitou Springs. This is transparency, being really obvious about who you are, or at least being at the pinnacle, at that, like the tip, the nib of the pen. This is a women's imaging center for me personally. Everyone has a different goal post, right? You want to right certain wrongs, or not really righting wrongs. This isn't about that. This is about taking a step on the moon, okay? This is the moon card. The bottom of the Moonchild Tarot deck, which is dankness on the inside, by the way. We're just going to split that bad boy open. Ooh, Genius just flipped out. Y'all could be going berserk. I, for one, am exhausted. I've been up for what feels like days. Forever. Yeah, okay. Here's the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Like, yeah, after you've invested every ounce and drop of who you are into something, sometimes you feel like you're gonna die, but you're not. Just push through that last little shift, and it could be the paradigm shift that changes everything. I'm telling you, that one last image that you, like, if you're a photographer, oh, this is beautiful. This is the one last image that it's like clicks the shutter, okay? Okay. Now we have the full picture. It's like dusting off the lens of the camera and being like, you know what? Now there's the truth. Crystal freaking clear, right? Crystal freaking clear. And it's so lovely when it happens in that order, because it makes things like easy. Super easy peasy, pumpkin squeezy, okay? It's like your valet, your Uber, your pumpkin, whatever, arriving exactly on time, like right before 12. So you get in and you have like 1 minute to drive away and be like out of sight. No one else can envision you anymore, or even imagine what you might look like outside of your dress. And so you're just like, well, I'll just gust my way. Look, this is the pumpkin. We're just talking about that. Your chariot awaits, madame. That's the truth, okay? This is you taking off the fur, taking off your, I don't know what you wear to gussy yourself up. Women seem to have an entire gambit of makeup that they wear on a regular basis to just do the most actually grueling of of things that would, if you knew the emotion that was behind it, you would be shocked or whatever. Okay, well, here now we've got it. You see that sometimes it's like I'm just getting up, or I'm trying to go to sleep, right? It's the sunrise sunset effect, or it's also like when you're actually fully awake, you wear this crown that's actually like an upside down crown. See how she has more beads hanging down over her face? covering things than she does in the opposite. It's like daylight. You see all the blue around her, whereas you see all the gold around her in this one. This is an earthy feeling, where this is the water. But this is her just natural state. It's the Chariot. So that flip of the wrist went from lovers to like, let's move towards something truthfully. It's just truthfully moving towards something. There's not a lot of like sugarcoating it. There is a stallion, of sturdy steed of sorts. A black beauty, if you will. A black knight, a dark knight of the soul that doesn't actually have a soul at all. It's just this inner Nine of Wands in the reverse that comes out. It's peace. It's a piece of who you are that you're able to almost bag up and share with someone else in a very visceral way. It's an image. It's an understanding that there's always two sides. That it's a double-edged sword. You don't have to necessarily always be in agreement with the other side, but just know that it exists. There's Temperance, Sagittarius energy. It exists in its own way, and it doesn't have to exist in your way. It has to exist in its own way, which is perhaps this, in its very original form, but this is the way that it presents. Very cutting, very cruel, very a visceral gut punch that makes you just want to move on. You don't want to play anymore. It's like the best way I can explain this energy is being on the playground with a bully who does something that's like the color of your eyes, wrong color eyes. You can't play with us. You needed an eye scan, a facial recognition pattern in order to play with us. And you are the wrong color. Your eyes are the wrong color. Your skin is the wrong tone. Your lips are the wrong shape. And your nose is way too big. Right? Right, okay. So this project has something to do with scanning and analyzing DNA quickly. Yeah, scanning and analyzing DNA quickly. It's half the story. What you look like on the outside is less than half the story. It's like 10% of who you are. Let's just be honest. The rest is submerged, kind of like the Molly Brown house. It was a home. People lived there, but now it's a museum. So if you want to spend a night at the museum, you have to go to a specific place where you're not actually choosing. You are actually in a museum. It's like going to a tourist destination. If you read Westward, there's tons of options on that. No, I did not say Westworld. I know some people just thought I said Westworld. Like there's an engineer. I'm saying Westward. It's a newspaper over here. Anyway, they will tell you some tourist destinations that are popular here in Colorado. There we go. There's our shadow work. This is the shadow work child, is what I like to call her. She's in the background. This is what I mean by the Molly Brown experience has to do with surviving 10% of something that almost sunk society. It's a Lucy level of elucidation that you thought was going to kill you. You thought death was imminent, but actually it wasn't. You were able to scan something quickly enough to verbalize it and make your way to the surface. You faced it. It's your shadow self. It's the far side of the moon. So when people love you from afar, you understand that type of adoration, and you also understand how not to die. You don't need to be a jack of all trades not to fall for an idiot who's just going to shove you off the raft in the first place. Right? Okay. This is the imitation game to Evelyn Salt. Those two spies probably never crossed paths, even like if we were talking about like a Marvel versus DC universe, right? And we're talking about spies though, and we're talking about 007's observation of these women, right? And he's just sitting there looking at women, trying to figure out what women want. So he's watching Evelyn Salt and Lucy Liu, okay, from Charlie's Angels. And they both are trying to survive the Titanic. They both think they're going to die, right? They're on the fuselage at Quantico. Pretty sure they're going to goddamn die. They're like, oh, I've tried I've tried jumping with the parachute, without the parachute, with the inflatable boat, without the inflatable boat, with the oxygen mask, as well as without the oxygen mask. I've assisted others. I've serviced them. Oh my God, here's divine wisdom in the flesh, right? This is death. You better scan the room and find the exits quickly. Well, we've done that. We've located those exits. That's half the story, is your shadow self. But then addressing that is not a choice. You have to do it swiftly, promptly. It's kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off. In rap music, people think that it's not poetic. There's nothing poetic about it, actually. Some people think it's a headache. It's mostly if you're a geezer or a backroads G. Yeah, here's Six of Swords in the reverse. That's what's not moving on, is that shadow self that was talking too much stuff about blowing the caps off both sides. I don't think that was really that nice to China, especially when it comes to yin and yang. So there's a devotion that goes along with this, and it is the title. It's the devotion and the title to addressing your devotional titles. Your devotion and your title has a devotional title. So whatever that looks like, you have to address it. Here's what fell out for me. Am I scared to disclose my weak spot? No. Makes it become stronger if it doesn't kill me. Scan the room. So here's Five of Pentacles in the reverse, meaning nobody's left out in the cold, about the fact that you either walk through that portal or you don't. You either have the world in your hands, which means you either like make this move I was talking about, or you don't. And if you don't walk through that portal, then you'll never really know what the other side holds. I do just want to point out that right here is the other dimension of that. So if you're too scared of this, because you don't know what a spirit, a ghost, a ghoul, a goblin, a fairy, a pixie, a woodland creature looks like, a gnome, a dwarf, you probably never will. If you've already surpassed the age of, 18, and you've never had the encounter yet, you'll never know who Bigfoot, Yeti, the abominable snowman, or anybody else really is. An alien of any type. Arcturian, Pleiadian. It's about your imagination running away with you. Okay? And if you can't let your imagination do anything, then you really don't have a choice. You really do need it to be broken down in as many small little pieces as possible so that you don't choke on them. And I'm not trying to belittle you. It's called a blender for a reason. Because the people that you consider your honey are the people that are young and old. And those are the ones they're going to prey on. So if I'm going to test your system and your security, then I'm definitely going to stress test them. Right? Right. That's the magician energy. It's necessary communication about the pitfalls, which stoops, porches, and steps need to have more salt sprinkled on them, and which of the potions have bubbled over towards extinction level events, which just means, honestly, an witchy poo scent, right? It's like a scent that has gone out of style. It doesn't mean it's useless. Somebody's going to buy it, but it doesn't mean that anybody really wants to smell it again. You know what I mean? It's like there was a time frame that there was no imitation perfume. Now there is. That's the secret. Now people can make imitation Victoria's Secret perfume, and it's just as tempting as the original to the nostrils, or at least to the Nostradamus that don't know better. It's like not knowing a knockoff from a original Louis Vuitton. Not knowing that you can express a package in the mail just like you can express yourself on a train station rail line. You can also get milk expressed from your nipples if you give birth to a son. Or maybe a daughter, if it's a star. We now have the sun and the moon on the table with the magician in the middle. It's been 18 minutes, approaching 30 seconds. I'm going to say sayonara to this reading at this time for this reason, and I am absolutely going to take this, run with it, and wish you all the best from here on out. Au revoir. Ciao.